Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Political Living Room. I am Karen. This is my living room. I've got my Sunday Riesling, and we are going to have a little chat about politics. Thank you for coming by. Settle in, and let's talk about what we're talking about here. Mm. So, in my previous video, I was talking about a migrant man, a male migrant, Daniel Hernandez Martinez, who was his own personal crime spree. And I wanted to give, if not equal time, then at least some time to the migrant ladies who are cutting quite a figure as well. Listen, I don't understand this, right? Who are these people who are coming in here and beating up cops? I thought that these were people who were fleeing oppression, who were fleeing a violent police force or a militarized police force. That would imply that these people are terrified of cops. They would be scared to death of them. And yet, Martinez assaulted a cop who was trying to adjust his handcuffs. And look at this. This woman slapped a cop. These people aren't afraid of cops. At least these two aren't. They're not afraid of cops at all. They do not take cops seriously, which leads me to believe that in these two instances, their governments were like I said with Martinez, your choice is this. Either you go to jail or you get the hell out. And she chose to get the hell out. And since everything is globalized these days, I'm sure that these people are aware of the fact that our policing, at least in New York City and in all of the cities, or in many, not all, but in many of the cities managed by Democrats, that there is no policing. There are no consequences. So you can do whatever you want and get away with it. And should you be held to some consequence, then a bunch of wokies will swoop in and rescue you and probably give you money and put you on NPR. And so you'll be famous for being a fuck up. Awesome. Just what law-abiding, tax-paying Americans need to see. Awesome. Thank you very much, Mayor Eric Adams. Let's take a look at this. And again, this is from the New York Post because the larger mainstream media outlets are not covering this. Okay. Migrant woman arrested after slapping NYPD cop trying to confiscate her unregistered motorbike outside New York City shelter. So she's in a New York City shelter. She's being housed in a shelter that is paid for, probably with federal money, but probably also with New York City taxpayer money. I pay New York City taxes. I do not live there, but because I work there, I have to pay New York City taxes. I also pay New York State taxes. I get taxed twice. 2 cities, 2 states. Part of the money that is going to fund this woman and that is allowing her the freedom to smack a cop in the face is my money. I don't want my money going to finance criminals who are beating up cops. I'm kind of not cool with that. I'd be very cool with putting her in jail and keeping her there or sending her back to wherever the hell it is she came from. And before anybody makes any noise about that, I am descended from slaves. My family has been in this country since God knows when. So there's that. Okay? So I don't want to hear any bullshit. Okay. Let's take a look at the article, shall we? It says, The arrest came as several people were caught on camera tussling with cops as they tried to conduct a scooter crackdown Thursday at West 71st Street and Broadway on the Upper West Side. Uh, that area has seen worse times, but it's quite nice. I was up there just recently for a gig on Riverside Drive, and it's a nice area. I would imagine that the people who are long-term residents of that area, who have bought expensive apartments, probably pay a lot in property taxes, and have gotten used to a certain standard of living, are not too thrilled about this. Just saying. So, West 71st Street and Broadway on the Upper West Side, steps from the Stratford Arms Hotel, which is being used as a migrant shelter, according to police. Get back! Get back! And officers heard warning crowd in the clip. Now, we're not going to look at the clip because it's extremely blurry and it's all, someone turns the phone sideways and it's very hard to see what's going on. So we're just going to look at the article. So, and officers heard warning the crowd in the clip before ushering a young man away from the bike onto the sidewalk as he warned, "Bro, you're going to get arrested." Babaya Rodriguez, 20, was charged with resisting arrest, obstruction of governmental administration, and harassing after she hit an officer with an open hand around 10:30 p.m., according to the police. So these people are out there 10:30 at night, creating all kinds of disturbances, hitting cops in the face, and yet nobody got shot. So again, wokies, I don't want to hear anything anymore about how brown and black people get killed by the police all the time. Nobody's killed. Nobody is killed. The article goes on to say, she had also been arrested in July for felony assault in connection with an attack on her boyfriend in a Bronx apartment and was currently being housed at the Stratford Arms, police said. Why isn't she in jail? Why isn't she being deported? That is what the wokies say always happens when black or brown people commit a crime. That they are subject to all manner of abuse, that they end up under the jail, or if they are from another country, they get deported immediately. She's not deported. She's not deported. She's not beat up. She's not shot. And yet she slapped a cop. What's going on here? When was it? October. Kelly J. Keene came here, and you can find out about this on my other channel. You're kidding, right? Kelly J. Keene came here to host an event called Let Women Speak. In this event, women were going to speak about their thoughts on transgenderism and the harms that it causes to women and girls. There are a lot of counter-protesters there, some of whom were violent, some of whom actually assaulted women, some of whom were actually topless. The cops were there. The cops did nothing. Why? Why did the cops do nothing? One of them actually simulated masturbation at me in full view of the New York City police force. Why was that man not arrested? I'll tell you why. Because I'm sure they are under orders from Mayor Eric Adams to essentially do nothing, to take all kinds of abuse, allow all kinds of crimes to be committed, and take no action. And I'm sure also the DAs will not prosecute these. So, if you are someone who pretends to be a member of the opposite sex, do whatever you want. Take your top off, walk down the street, assault some women. Go ahead, and do it in front of the cops. They're not going to do anything. You're a recently arrived migrant? Go ahead, beat people up, steal stuff, beat up the cops if you want to. There's no problem. No problem at all. Why? Because the Democrats, the mayor, and the DAs have put a stranglehold on the police. So essentially, the only reason there is any kind of order in New York City is because most people are not sociopaths. Okay. So we're going to leave that there. And thank you for hanging out with me in the political living room. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, if you're in New York City, stay safe. For God's sake, it's nuts. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great evening. Bye-bye.